Last week of the Tarikoplata. So, let's look at troubleshooting the position, what happens sometimes. So we were in our position from side control. We swum in and won that underhook, pushed down on Carl's head, stepped over, good near trap position. Okay. We opened up the collar of the Carl, covered Carl's wrist, and passed it from my right hand to my left hand with a palm down grip. The goal now is when I bring Carl's elbow towards my hip and make the grip on the knees so he doesn't snag my leg, I want the back of my knee over Carl's wrist. But sometimes in the transition, when I grab my thigh, Carl's wrist slips out and we end up very much like if you were in the, we did the omoplata mesocycle, we're nearly into the omoplata mount from there. So just slide this through and my right hand grabs the elbow. And I can roll over, we're straight into our omoplata position from there. So option one is, you just kick Carl forward to get his shoulder on the mat. Find the underhook, bring my legs back. And again from here, I can make sure that I put tension in that arm. So when I come forward, it doesn't take a lot of movement to finish. Again. For anyone that was new to this, maybe last week I would just work the Tarikoplata again. Okay. So I win the underhook, push down on the head, step over, come here trap. Okay. Open up the lapel, find my collar, hand down grip, elbow to my hip. Find the knees pulling in one direction and leaning the other way. And as I swing this leg over, okay, just as before I settle down, this arm springs out. Now sometimes when I go to pull it into my hip, Carl physically straightens that arm. Does that make sense? So we're just going to turn into the monoplata. So I just turn my hips 180. My goal is this foot hooks under the back of his head. So when I sit back, I just be able to control that head. And now, I mean, again, if this springs out, it just turns into a jujitsu guitar, okay? So, I win the underhook, push down in the head, near a trap, use the lapel, bring it to my hip, lean, chop it over. This time, when Carl's wrist comes out, I still manage to keep it. If I can keep it over my hip, we're going for the omoplata. So again, I'm curling this around. So the hand is controlling, I roll over that same shoulder. This time, Carl's seated, so we looked about how I can come underneath and make that underhook, find the sleeve, and then we looked at, when we were playing the omoplata game, how Carl has very little mobility from this position. So I can just shrimp out and bring my knee inside, make the triangle and the harness. Option one is the bicep slicer, or option two is the choke. So from the start, win the underhook, step around, get into my Tarikoplata position. But when I throw this leg over, Carl's wrist comes out. So option one is I control the elbow, and I just roll over that shoulder and I keep bringing Carl over to flatten him out. Once I get to here and I have that underhook, again we make that bite, put tension in the shoulder, and I just bring my head over. Option two. That underhook, push down on the head, we're here, tie it up, come over, I lose it, but as I start to stuff this Carl straight in his arm, I don't want to get into this battle of trying to push it down, path of least resistance. Anytime that arm's straight, I'm just going to turn this way. I keep it under my armpit. My goal is to get my left foot under the back of his head. I can keep my hand posted, and I just basically turn 180. And as I fall back, this one, because Carl's defense is to sit up, and I don't want that. So I just block his path. So under my armpit, that's tight. I just have that. Sometimes in the roll it may come out, doesn't matter. I just thumb up, There's your juju. And the last one, bicep slicer. Dig in, push down, give me your trap, tie it up, bring it to my hip, come over. He happens to get this out, I still pull it down, I still roll, but now I keep him seated. So I want some kind of control of the underhook on this side, find the wrist, use this foot as a base to shrimp out, to get my knee inside. From there, lock the triangle. And again, I can hip in for the bicep slicer or the choke.